Hi, this is Max. Today's the 23rd of April. I'm showing you high tunnel number 1. This is where we grow most of the vegetable produce in here. Tomorrow's our harvest day. I'm going to go through and show you what we're able to harvest here tomorrow. So starting down this row, this is some heads of lettuce that we'll have available on there. So this is a Tropicana type lettuce. This is the leaf lettuce. It is really sweet. It makes a really nice salad. On this row over here, on either side of this cell here, you can see some of the what we call our greens salad. I'll have about 20 different types of these smaller leaves to make a salad. These are just really nice green salad that's mixed with a bunch of different types of plants, a bunch of different types of leafy vegetables that you see here. Right here, this is that Hontatsu on here. I come down here, I've got some of those mustard frills. These are really nice little plants that add a lot of kind of appeal to your salad. They have a little bit of a zingy taste, but just the frill, that feathery like leaf adds a lot. Right here, we're not ready to pick this, but this is romaine lettuce. So you'll let this get a little bit bigger, and then it'll get a great big head of lettuce here, but it's going to be more upright, and then you'll take away the outer leaves, and you'll have those tender inner leaves for the hearts. And just kind of as I walk down here, you can see some of the different plants that we'll be harvesting for that salad right here. I do have some baby lettuce that we harvested last week, so we'll let that grow one more week before we harvest it. On this far side over here, I have minuta, and I have tatsu here. I don't grow the tatsu to be a really big plant like you can. I try to get these baby leaves less than, say, right around 3 inches to use for the salads. This type of beets here we use bull's blood, is one of the leaves we use for the salad. We don't let this get very big. These leaves, we cut them off when they're about 3 inches high and use those. This is another plant here that I really like to add to the salads. This is red vein sorrel. This is kind of a lemony tasting plant. It just adds a little bit of taste to the salad that makes it really nice. Over here I have some beets. I like these beets in this kind of this baby state on here. This will take those beets. The beets at the bottoms may only be about 1 inch in diameter or so, but you eat the whole thing. You eat the beet and the beet green. And over here, this is our bok choy or pak choy, however you want to pronounce it. On there, these are just different varieties of pak choy. Over here I have some more parsley that we'll probably be ready to harvest, and over here there's some green onions that we wintered over. The green part on the onions is not very good like some fresh green onions that we have growing on here, but the bottom part of the onions and some of the tender green parts of this is pretty good. The other stuff you see mixed in with that is just kohlrabi. Another thing we'll be harvesting tomorrow right here, this is all just volunteer cilantro. This is not the cilantro that I planted it here last year, and I guess just not the seeds, not having the seeds come out, getting them out, they all came back up. So for now, I've just left it. It's going to go to seed before too long, but while it's young like this, I'm harvesting it, and it's mixed in with some kale, and there's some garlic down the center rows. I have some more kale here. This is a winter boar type kale. It's just that curly leaf. I don't like it to get really big. Again, I like these leaves about this size. They're easy to just take and pick off a leaf and eat it. It's just a good snacking size or to cook. This is Tuscano kale on here. This is kind of the dinosaur kale, they call it sometimes. The reason I put this garlic here in the middle is because the garlic is strong smelling. And sometimes if the bugs like to attack the kale, the garlic, the smell of that just helps keep it away. So this is just a little bit of red Russian kale, just another different type of kale. Come over here, I got some radishes that'll be ready to pick for tomorrow. Some more different types of kale here. I'm just trying some of these different types out. They're all basically the same, but they come up with another name for it, and so you just see how well it actually produces. This is a dark boar kale, kind of just a dark red kale. As I come over here, I want to show you some of these lettuce plants. These are just awesome, some of this lettuce that's growing right here now. This is Balkan and Ruby Sky lettuce. This is just fantastic lettuce for salad. You just are not going to be able to buy this in the store. This, you can see a couple of weeds in there, but this is also just an oak leaf lettuce. That's a red oak leaf lettuce. You take these, if you look at some of these closer, it does have some green in it, so it just makes a really pretty salad when you cut that into a salad. This is red. I don't know if I even pronounce this right. Radical or radicchio. This is not quite ripe, and we're not quite ready. Maybe in another week or two I'll have some. This is some lettuce that I really like. This is a butterhead lettuce. That's Sylvester. You look how pretty that is. And then over here you got a sky post. This is just a reddish green lettuce. Again, you start to cut that and open that up, and you're going to get the combination of red and green, and it is just a really pretty lettuce. It's a silky type lettuce. I guess that's where it gets its name, as a butterhead lettuce. But again, it is just a very sweet lettuce that is nice to make a salad with. And I got several of these. We try to plant these in different plantings. I have different sizes, so I can keep harvesting this for several weeks at a time, and I'll keep harvesting this all winter long. I'll keep planting more and harvesting it. It only takes roughly about a month to get to this size. This is Swiss chard on here, so we'll harvest some Swiss chard. And again, I got garlic in the middle in there, trying to help keep some of the bugs that may attack the Swiss chard. This is not ready to harvest, but this is Chinese cabbage. On here we have a couple of different types of Chinese cabbage, some full-size heads, some rubicine heads that are full-size, some minuta, which is kind of middle mini-size Chinese cabbage, and blinko, which is an organic smaller type head. This reddish kind here is called Red Dragon. I get this from Johnny Seeds. This makes a really nice reddish Chinese cabbage if you've ever had that. But these will be ready in just a couple of weeks also. Anyway, those are some of the things to harvest. I got just some other little things that are not quite ready, just they're new plantings and not quite established, but these are chives. Throughout the summer I'll be able to pick some of these chives and use those. Get down here to my herbs. I got some sage here. This is good to add for the poultry, or for right now just to go ahead and start to dry as you get it. Some thyme. I've been cutting some of the thyme already on here, so I have some other fresh thyme I'll be able to cut and dry. I had to do some more plantings of oregano, so this is just some of the oregano that's left over, and then some new plantings I'm trying to establish. These are my lavender plants. These are the culinary lava. This is Buena Vista, and you know, sometimes I have a hard time pronouncing the plant. This is Melissa. This gets a pretty pink flower. I have several little seeds that have started to come up, so I'm anxious to see how those young lavender plants take off and grow. I'll repot those as they get a little bit bigger and have some other lavender. This is another Holgate, I believe. This is another culinary lavender plant that you can use, and you use this similar to the rosemary. You use it in cooking, You can put it in things like lemonade, have some lavender lemonade. I didn't show you this along here, but I do have these cattle panels are where I grow some of the peas. Now these happen to be snow peas. These come on early and they'll get up as high as these cattle panel, over 4 feet high. And just the snow peas are really nice to just, you eat the flat pea, you eat the whole pod, or you put it in some different types of Asian cooking, or you can just cook it by itself and just put butter on it and eat it. And then I have some spinach. This is an interesting spinach plant. It's called red kitten. It's a spinach that has kind of a red vine that goes through it. It only grows when it's cooler in the spring time frame. So in the summertime, it's not going to grow. You can get it to grow in the fall. This is just some more big leaf parsley as opposed to the triple curl parsley. These are some of my horseradish plants. I didn't harvest the roots this year, so I let them grow back this year. I'm not exactly sure how to harvest the horseradish roots, but I'm going to try to do that this fall. Try to harvest the roots and also be able to ferment that or use that horseradish, turn that root into a horseradish sauce. Now this is my dill. This is just gets out of hand. It grows back like a weed. I've tried to space this out a little bit. I only want certain plants, these bigger plants, but we'll take some of this tomorrow and cut it off like that, so you'll get some of these young tender plants of dill, and you can use that in your cooking or on fish if you have fish. It's one of the items that's really nice to cook with if you haven't cooked with it fresh. Most people think of dill as kind of an old dry stalk that you're going to use to make pickles out, and don't use it when it's young and fresh like this. And this is my indoor garlic in the high tunnels. You can just see how this garlic has done a lot better. It starts out and does a lot better at the first in this high tunnel. I'll get a good crop of this early on and not have to wait until say the July, August time frame to get the outside garlic. But I have several of the outside garlic also. So anyway, just looking back over it, this is high tunnel number 1 with the produce. Again, we keep this cut down in here. We're trying to get young tender plants. We're not trying to let things grow really big and tall in here. So in some ways it may look kind of barren, but this is how it looks and how we try to keep it throughout the year, trying to keep everything cut down and nice and fresh. Anyway, this is high tunnel number 1 with our vegetables. It'll be our 3rd week of harvest this year on there. So thank you for joining us, and please subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you.